sorry for the delay. After a fantastic night, I'm just saying then, as Anthony just turned to me and said, was it a good fight? Yeah, just a little bit. One of the best heavyweight fights I've seen in a long time. 15 fights, 15 KOs. Now the WBC International, Commonwealth and the British heavyweight champion. Open to the floor for your questions for Anthony Joshua, please.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. I think more the fact that it was all more about bragging rights. There's a lot of talking all the way back since 2009, and we've been patiently awaiting this moment. And I just enjoy being victorious and just showing that talk is cheap. You've got to back it up when you're in that ring.
What pleased you most, Josh?
The fact that he was tough. You know, there was time I hurt him in the first round, he hurt me in the second round, and it was a matter of who had that little bit more grit, determination, and skill. And I'm really pleased that I come through and I showed, and I proved to myself a few things in the pro ranks. Anything I've done in the amateurs is irrelevant. You know, we've got to put that behind us. And as I said, in the pro ranks, I kind of took myself past 3 rounds. I was ready to go to 12 rounds, and I just felt I carried the right engine right the way through the fight. You know, even when I was loading up and doing silly things, I had enough power to knock him out in the 8th, and that showed me, yeah, that I've got a good engine on me, and I'll do whatever it takes to win.
How were you in that second round?
Nah, you just got to rise shots. You know, if I was silly in there, then it would have been easy to get knocked out because, you know, he's a big puncher. He's got a few knockouts on his record too. But you just got to rise shots, hold, fight back, and see yourself out of any situation and just do what you do. And that's what I've done in order to be victorious.
What was the feeling for a round afterwards? Seeing yourself in the 3rd round either?
Well, as I said, right, in boxing you've got 12 rounds. So it is a thinking man's sport. Even though we was in there trying to kill each other, it is a thinking man's sport. So you've got to take some time a round off, get yourself back to doing what you do, and understand what's working and what's not working. I was working around with the left hook a lot of the time and trying to throw Mike Tyson hooks. But when I started boxing a bit more and I started coming around the right side, that's when I caught him with a few more shots, and that's why I worked more with the overhand right, and that's the shot that got him out of there. That's why I took a round off, regrouped myself, got back to my boxing and picked up again later on.
What was you answered? Because one thing everybody asked about you was, can you take a shot? Do you think that obviously
It's not about that though. Anyone at heavyweight will knock someone out. Dylan can take a shot. He was taking a lot of shots, but sooner or later you keep on chipping away, and then you know, it's the first one to switch off. So every heavyweight from elite level down to a novice is going to have knockouts on their record, and I've always said it. You know, so it's not about, oh, I can take a shot. It's just if I take stupid shots, I'll get knocked out, and that's why I had to regroup and get myself together. It's about skill. It's not about how good that is. It's just about skill.
What was your view? What happened at the end of the first round?
What happened at the end of the first round? Yeah. Dylan Whyte that wants the scrap come out. The same Dylan Whyte we see in the gloves are off. It's only Dylan. It's the same stuff I deal with all the time.
Did you think he could be disqualified for that sort of late blow after that?
Did I think he could be disqualified? Nah. Nah, man. That's fighting, isn't it? Like, it's not like this is golf. This is fighting.
Nothing wrong with golf.
No, it's fighting. Like, this is what you got to expect. You've got the real, like, bad blood on the line. Stuff like that happens in the ring. So you just got to, security done a great job. You've got to calm it down, get each other back to our corners and continue the fight.
And it must have pleased you going into the 7th round for the first time and proving a lot of doubters wrong about your ability to emerge victorious from a harder fight than you've been used to.
I think not so much the doubters, because that'll probably always be there. There'll be other questions I'll have to prove and answer, but more to the fact, just to myself. You know, I'm happy, but my coach has gone. I've gone back to my room and I said, "How did I get on?" He's not really too impressed yet, and he wants me to work on other stuff. So that's the man that I've got to listen to. That's the critic that I've got to listen to, and that's the most important one. I've got to, you know, keep my ears open to and really take in what he's telling me.
Was that the sweetest finish of your career so far? Was that a hell of a right uppercut?
I haven't seen it back yet, but I like the one Zumbano Love, the overhand right. That was a sweet finish, to be honest. But until I see this, I'll put Zumbano Love first.
Did you have to do any patch?
I didn't get a chance, man. I'm a British champ, bro. I can show now. Like, I've done my job this year.
What did Tony say to you after that second round going back? So this is the first time it's happened.
The second round?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, you know, this ain't supposed to be happening. So I'm trying to slip and slide shots, and just kind of slapped me a few times. I'm like, Tony, like, I'm still a bit dazed. Like, stop slapping me. And then he's like, Josh, look, you got enough power to hurt him. but you need to box. You need to do what you do best. You can make this an easy fight and keep your head up and do what you do and get back to what you do because you're making it a harder fight. But at the same time, this is why these fights are so explosive. This is why these fights have so much of a build-up because no matter how much you train to be a boxer, when you got someone that you don't like in the other corner, you go to war. And I had to just clear the red mist and get back to being simple and doing what I do. And that's why I took that round off in the third. You said, yeah, got myself back together and started building back to what I do best.
Is your feud with Dillian over then?
I said I'll fight him again because he can provide me with what I need to progress, which is tough rounds, you know, a bit of venom. You know, you can throw. I'm a cool person, but you can throw that off because I want to hurt him and get him out of there. So he's a perfect fighter for me, someone who can give me what I need. So I'll definitely fight again. He should have come over and shook my hand as I beat him, but we didn't shake hands after, and I wasn't going to go over and shake his hand because I wasn't the one doing the talking. So I don't know. There's probably still a bit of animosity if you ask me.
Maybe you can pay him as a sparring partner.
I've got a good sparring partner on point.
Careful. He was angry in there for a lot.
For a line?
Yeah.
What was he angry?
I'll use Dylan Whyte as a sparring partner from there. Something like that.
No.
I know you're only 15 fights in, but watch him particularly.
I'm happy with the sparring partners I've got, and they done me. The sparring partners I've got helped me win this fight tonight. So you know, I wouldn't change it for the world.
Does that fight change the plan at all, or is it the same as we thought
Well,
before about?
I always say it's hard to come in the sport after 2 years and just jump to world level. And everyone's got a lot of expectations, but people need to understand it takes time, you know. And that's a fight I needed after 2 years. I've got it, and I can move on. But the plan is still to move on to world title level, but we'll do it in our own time. And we just keep on cracking away and learning. We see the type of fighters I need, which was tonight. And if I can get a few more under the belt, then I can move on. What I learned tonight is more than I learned in all my 14 fights. And that was perfect for me. So same plan, just a few more of these type of scraps.
How far away do you think you are from fighting the likes of Tyson Fury?
You just have to ask my coach, man, because they know what I'm about. Where's Tony? I don't know where Tony is. But they know me better. Me, I'll take the opportunity and I'll fight my heart out to try and beat him. At the same time, I know I need a bit more experience. What's he been pro now? 8 years, 9 years?
Yeah.
Yeah? Waiting for his world title shot. I've been pro 2 years. I'm gaining the experience. I've got the hunger. So it's just, do I need a bit more experience? Which is probably, yeah. And do I need to improve? Yeah.
Would you be interested in the Commonwealth, the British?
European? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You know, but if the world title shot presents itself, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
Well,
But
would you
experience.
say, if you felt, or your coach felt that you weren't
It's basically like this. I'll fight Tyson Fury and probably make it a hard fight now. I could keep on plugging away and, you know, learning and gaining experience, and then when I'm ready, make it an easy fight. So it's kind of what route I want to take. That's all. That's all.
Maybe Tepper's fighting Hellenius, is that how?
That's a really
Tepper's withdrawn.
Oh,
Has
He's
he?
vacated the European title. Yeah. Hellenius is he pulled out of the fight. Yeah, he's fighting a German guy. So Hellenius is a good fighter. Hellenius is very big in Finland. But it all depends. It's about the fight. It's not necessarily the route. You know, if the winner of Vazkov against Martin came up, we would have that fight next.
Where is he ranked in the IBF?
8. So if that was a WBC or a WBO, we'd be in for the vacant title. But the European title's a good route, but I just think tonight was the perfect fight for him. You know, he'll learn so much from the fight. But it's the fight, not necessarily the route.
That said,
Who ideally would you like to fight then?
Who ideally would like to fight? Probably Dylan again. I enjoyed it. It was a good fight. He gave me what I need, so I'll fight him again. That's where I'm at. That's the honest answer right now. Might change next year, but for now, I'd like to fight Dylan again and see if he can give me a few more rounds. That's what I need. That's what Johnson was supposed to give me, back top and so on. Dylan done it, so why not use him again?
What did it feel like when you got buzzed the first time?
Like, subconsciously, I'm in the gym so much that my coach tells me certain things, and I hear in the back of my head, all right, cool, slip shots. You know, I wasn't badly hurt. He probably caught me with about 4 more shots when I was like all over the place. But just cool, ride shots, slip shots, hold, hit back, hold. It's boxing, it happens. It's early on in my career. Some people get sparked out at that stage because they haven't been taught these fundamental things in the ring, and I just listened and reverted back to what I've been told and see my way
I
through.
think the shots that he took tonight would have laid a lot of heavyweights out, to be honest with you. Because they were shots whilst trading as well, a lot of them. And they were...
Dylan's improved, he's improved. He's definitely improved. He was counter punching, he was boxing well. And I said it was a good fight for the time, for where I'm at, definitely.
Was he better than you thought he would be?
Nah, I definitely thought he'd improved, but we've never shared a ring together since 2009, so I'll never know how good he might have been. But he definitely improved, for sure. And he'll go on and hopefully he'll become European champion or something like that.
How did you feel as well going, obviously much longer than you ever have before?
Same again, so consciously in the back of my mind, I'm not thinking, oh my God, I'm in round 8, I've never been here before. I just took it as 3 minutes work, 1 minute rest. And not really worrying about rounds, I just took it as, all right, I've got another 3 minutes, come back, rest. So I take it round by round, not I've got 4 more rounds left. I'm not looking into the next 4 rounds, I'm just taking it round by round. So I was fine, because it's the same thing I've been taught in the gym. Same when I'm in the bags, getting drilled after 14, 15 rounds, I'm not thinking how long is this going to last. Keep my composure, just get through this round and rest. So same mentality in the gym, same mentality I took into the ring. And that's just down to good coaching.
Eddie, will you continue to do any work with Dylan Whyte?
No.
I'm not allowed. Listen, you know, I mean, I think he boxed on a huge platform tonight, and listen, although AJ is a star of British boxing, Dylan brought a lot of attention to the fight as well. Sometimes you need a dance partner to do the numbers that fight's done. And, you know, the bad blood's not, you know, with me. I think he gave a great fight. And I think he's a very, very good heavyweight. And I think he beat a lot of world-class heavyweights. But, you know, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Is Chisora a possibility for the next fight? Because obviously he was on the bill today.
Yeah, it's not part of the plan. It's not why he was on the bill today. But, you know, if we're looking to defend the British title, Chisora is, you know, probably the #1 option. Price doesn't really look like he's decided what he's doing. But, you know, April the 9th is a date we penciled to be back at the O2. So he'll go away and have a nice Christmas and then get away in January and then be straight back to it.
Did you think it's out of the question that he might win that outright?
Yeah, I can't see him with, you know, three defences of that. I mean, this would be lovely to. And I really wanted him to win that, and I know he wanted to win that as well. It's a beautiful belt. I mean, you know, actually Dylan said in the build-up that he wanted to win it because it meant that you were the champion of your country, which is a great achievement in itself. So, you know,
a lot of the people that have gone on to win titles have been British champion as well, so it's good. It's a good stage. Or gone on to fight for the world title. So it's good. It's a good platform now to move on from.
So what were you thinking at the end of the first round?
Why didn't I catch him? Why didn't I knock him out in the first round? I had him hurt, and I was thinking, and it was just silly things like rushing, swinging. But that's why I learned. You got fighters that can soak it up. For the first 1 to 4 rounds, you can hurt someone, but they got enough energy in them because it's early on in the fight. They're not exhausted yet to recover very quickly. But I know I've got enough power to hurt anyone from round 1, so I was just trying to get him out of there. But he done well, survived, and then I was thinking, I might hurt him in round 2, and then from there on I thought, let me just get back to what I do, and my time will come.
There was sort of chaos between the rounds.
Oh, what round was it when the people jumped in? Was it in round 1? I fought that fight with Zab Judah and Mayweather.
Yeah.
I remember that. That's exactly what was going through my head. Huh?
Yeah, I was at that.
Nah, Mayweather. Yeah, that one. If you watch that one, it was the same thing. But I think, did that one carry on?
Yeah.
That one was even worse. They actually started
there was no fighting.
In the Mayweather one?
No, today.
Today, yeah, the security done a great job. But I was thinking it could kick off. But that's the passion. It wasn't about this tonight as much. It was more about bragging rights and who's the man.
Was this one of the most emotional fights you've had?
Probably, I'd say so, yeah, for sure.
And that come out when you're celebrating,
Yeah, gave it the old, all of that stuff. I don't really do that stuff, but I was happy. That's what I mean, it come out.
Was there a bit of a street fight mentality about it?
A little bit. That's what they say, stop street fighting and go back to
Stop talking to each other and punching the life out of each other.
I just told him, when he was doing something, I was like, that's not good enough to beat me. Yeah, it's just funny, just good. I enjoy boxing, that's all. So I just talked to him in the ring.
Anthony, we've got a word about Luke Campbell tonight.
Exactly, Luke Campbell's the best British fighter that we've ever had, and it shows that as a pro, you can't just go from amateur level and turn pro and just shoot your way up the top of the ladder. Luke will still go on to do great things, but he just needs a bit more experience before he gets to certain levels. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's good that I've got the potential, but I really need to keep on grafting in order to get there the right way. So I learned a lot from Luke's mistake tonight, and Luke was still going to do great things. And as I said, Luke's one of the best. He is the best British fighter we've had, and it didn't go his way tonight. But it can happen to anyone. You just got to keep on pushing. And I said it's all good for me right now. Everyone's applauding me, but I've got to keep my feet on the ground and understand any time it could change. I just got to keep on working hard to try and keep it a smooth road to the top, man.
Eddie, what was going through your mind? Obviously, Luke had lost, Mitchell had lost. Second round, Anthony's, having a bit more of a tougher fight. And you thinking, oh my God, good possibility of 3 defeats here. Was that in your mind? Or were you always confident?
I was just thinking about the fight and thinking, he walked onto a couple, and I knew that Dylan would be dangerous. And when Anthony was, a lot of the time, and I felt like he was fighting on emotion, because he wanted to beat him up so bad. And he was wild in the exchanges, and Dylan was standing and trading like we knew he would. And you walked onto a couple, and I just thought, what? But like I said, that second round was a little bit of a hairy moment, and then the third round was a bit of a strange round, and then from the fourth round on, he just started to take control again, and he got his second win. Because I think what happened to him tonight, I've seen it happen to other fighters. The nervous energy, the will to win takes over in the leg sometimes, and you can just. The first round he come out like a train, and he doesn't need to do that because he can take his time. I think he's used to going in and just destroying people over a round.
I nearly got him out of there. That's what I'm saying. I nearly got him out. That's why I done it.
But the fact is if you would have just boxed him, you'd have broken it down over 5 or 6 rounds.
Yeah.
But the good news is for the fans, they wouldn't have got what they got. So. It's all a learning curve.
That's why I done that in the second round.
He just said to me, I want to give these fans value, and everybody that's bought the pay-per-view, I want to trade it up and give them excitement. And he didn't really.
And the numbers are good, you were saying.
Very good, very good. Yeah. He's a huge star, and that's what I said as well earlier on. You don't realise the pressure on him, whether he realises it or not, consciously or subconsciously. He's just filled on his 15th fight, a 17,000 arena. He's headlined on Sky pay-per-view. He's carrying a card of Eubank, Bellew, Mitchell, Campbell. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure.
Are you saying is from now on it will only be a pay-per-view fight?
It always depends on the fights, but having seen the numbers, it's blown my mind.
How's Kevin Mitchell?
He's gutted. We always knew how dangerous a fight that was. Barroso's such a huge puncher, but it was the ticket to Anthony Crolla. We would have loved that fight as a voluntary, but part of the Perez rematch was that Barroso had a fight to get the winner. So Kev took the gamble. Where he goes from here, there's still a future for Kevin Mitchell, but it won't be immediately back at world level. So does he want to continue, in those fights? He's a wonderful servant of the game. Whatever he does, we'll be 100% behind him. But Barroso is a dangerous man.
And he's next to Corey.
Yeah.
What sort of date?
April. Huh?
9th?
No, April 9th we're here.
It is.
Is that too long? I said to him the other day, he said, when we look at the next one, I said, April 9th. What? April 9th? I mean, look, time you've been on holiday in January, you start camp again. Oh, anything earlier?
Even when you did it.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Josh, what are your thoughts on Eubank?
Sorry?
What are your thoughts on Eubank?
I think the Eubank family are class, man. I really like his old man. Real, credit to boxing. And I think Eubank Jr. has got that blood in him to go on and do great things. And I think he'll go on and do great things because, as I heard him say, is that his old man told him, don't be like me, be better than me. And I think that's what he's striving to do. I like Eubank. Sorry?
You think he could be?
He will be. I don't think he could be, I think he will be. And he's on the right path. He's got a good promotional team with him. So I think he definitely is on the right track. Just give it time. Just give it time.
Some chin on him, took a few tonight.
Did he?
Oh
yeah, he had I was watching him in the back.
He had a few trade-ups.
Why did Spike pull out? What happened?
He was just getting punished.
And it was just
and
good
they called
corner
listen,
work.
we'll live to fight another day.
Can I imagine they'd done it to me in the second round?
You nearly got pulled out by about 40 people in the first round. Never never seen anything like it. I'm sitting there thinking, is this WWE? British Boxing Board of Control.
Is there going to be something to board off?
Nah. I mean, I spoke to Robert Smith. No one likes to see it, but it was controlled really well.
Yeah.
If there was trouble, and it just...
Did you see me slipping shots on the road? He was
It just
actually
sort
flinging
of
shots.
slipped off around the back of the road, but it's just what the fight meant. Do you know what I mean? I know that's not right, but it's just that epitomises why this fight was so big.
Yeah.
And you know, I've never
See
seen.
how Foster took a punch that was coming your way. I think
Who?
it was about- I think
Foster?
Dylan hit Howard Foster.
Yeah, I saw the shot. It was good though because he was trying to swing when I was on the ropes.
Yeah.
I thought
That's
Howard,
what's
I
fun.
thought Howard refed the fight really well.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of pressure on him. You know, when they called him as the ref, it's always. But there was a few times he could have jumped in.
Yeah.
I think it would have been the wrong time,
I
just
agree.
before he was knocked out.
I agree.
But I thought he took his time and thought he done a great job.
Both of us,
Yeah.
both of us. Yeah, just said, listen, just keep your cool or I'll disqualify you both. I think it was more of just a wake-up call like this in a boxing match, keep it professional.
The no contest would have been a no contest, wouldn't it? We could have definitely done a rematch then. Can you imagine the rematch numbers if it was a no contest after the brawl in the first round?
See, that's the promoter talking.
Alright guys, look, it's really late. Thank you so much.
Fans, if you guys haven't already done so, make sure you download the Behind the Gloves app. It's free, and it features really cool stuff like a fight calendar that reminds you of all the upcoming fights, and it allows for you to, with one click, to remind yourself directly to your phone. And it also features 24/7 breaking news that's going on in boxing. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that and subscribe to this channel.